All right. I did a video the other day on common torture methods. Like the most five most common, I think it was, or punishments, I should say. This is going to be a little bit different. So, if you're not strong stomached or not into that kind of stuff, you might not want to watch this video because we're about to get down on it. So please like, subscribe, notifications, become a member if you aren't already. That's what really helps this channel out more than anything. And have a good day, everybody. Now check this out. There's lots of reasons they torture people. The main one is obviously to get information. Like, for example, they catch an enemy, they'll torture the hell out of them to find everything about their enemy, and vice versa. That's just to put it in layman's terms so you guys can understand why. But there are some people who are just sadistic and they don't even need the information. They just enjoy torturing someone. Not even kidding. Now, there's lots of ways to get people to talk, okay? One of the first ones, of course, is pulling out fingernails. Um, if you guys can imagine what that's like, and then toenails. And they'll do it one by one. They'll do it, they'll take their time. They'll take a couple minutes in between each one so you can really savor the pain. They're not going to do it all at once. And, people usually gets their attention. If they have something to hide, they'll usually talk to you pulling out their fingernails. Bleeds a lot. Be surprised. Now, even more gruesome than that, and just as common, is pulling out people's teeth. If you want to look at the Wacho who Chavez people got a hold of and made the famous corrido about him, you can see they'd already pulled a bunch of his teeth when he's talking. Just an example. Now, on top of pulling teeth and nails, of course, I've known other ones that will actually give people narcotics, like LSD or something like that, and do something horrible to them. Chop off their arm or smash their leg with a bat 20 times, something horrible. And the mix of the drugs and the pain and the panic usually causes people to have like a mental breakdown and they spill whatever they didn't want to say. I know that sounds horrible, but it is what it is, everybody. Next up on the list, of course, is fire. That's a really primal thing, I think, from a long time ago. A lot of people have a natural fear of fire. But these people take it to another level. They'll literally have a torch, and they'll just roast you and enjoy it. They'll say a lot of people who do this are sadomasochistic, so they really enjoy it. So fire is definitely used. Hot poker in someone's eyes, up their nose. There's lots of other orifices that well, you guys use your imagination, right? Pretty brutal, but this is a brutal world at the end of the day, right? Now, electrocution, a lot of people for some reason don't think it's that bad, like pain wise, but let me tell you it is. It can even, they usually kill you after they torture you, right? There's rare cases where they don't because they grab the wrong guy or something goes wrong, right? Point being, he might be connected. There's very rare cases where someone gets tortured and lets go. But if they do, lots of times they suffer permanent brain damage if they were electrocuted a bunch in the head. It literally just fries the circuits. They'll have speech problems, they won't walk right. And, the electricity is no joke. It's just as painful as anything else. I think people don't understand. That's why when people get hit with a strong enough charge, they pee themselves and their bowels let go too. They basically go to the bathroom. And that's just to show you how painful it is. The body just doesn't take it. For example, this isn't torture, but Cartel Jalisco shocks everybody at their training camps just in case they have one of those chips like what the CIA puts in you, so it burns the chip up. And when they do that, almost everyone pisses themselves. So, electrocution is definitely very effective. If you want to look at El Cholo, the leader of the Cartel Nuevo Plaza that Mencho grabbed, he was tortured with electricity, and that's extremely common as well as fire, like I said. Now, The whole thing with electricity is where they put it. So sometimes they have cables or however you want to look at it, and they'll put it in very sensitive spots. They might put it like around your ears or, in private parts. You guys use your imagination. And it's no joke. That's where it can cause permanent damage. Remember that to the brain and to other parts too, because this is such high voltage. This isn't like they don't really care about how bad they're shocking you. Put it, as easy as I can. People, some of them actually are able to hold out on a lot of these, but I say 95% of people break, just when they see what's going to happen. They don't even have to get tortured. But they get tortured anyways just to make sure they don't know anything else. So it's kind of pointless saying everything right away. You might as well just be tough. They're going to torture you anyways. It doesn't matter. But a lot of people don't see it that way. Now, on top of the first four, you know, we're going to put number five in here for the most brutal and painful. Now, they'll start pulling out things like your eyes that you can still live, like you don't die. So they'll pull out your eyes, for example, and they'll cut off your fingers, but they'll cauterize it with the torch so you don't bleed out. And they'll cut off other things. They'll cut off as many things as they can and keep you alive as long as I can. They'll even have a doctor there with morphine or epinephrine, which is like adrenaline, something like that, in case you're going to shock, to keep you alive for a long time so you can wake up and see what they've done to you, how they've taken you apart. You're just a torso now. You guys can imagine that. Things like that, it it takes us to another level. And those are the most common by far and the most brutal as far as torture techniques. Um, every little group, has their own special thing sometimes, but almost every group that tortures someone will use one of those five that I just mentioned right there. Those are like the go-to first things. And a lot of people die in the torture, we have to remember too. Some people just don't survive, their body goes into shock, their heart just stops. It's too much. And these people don't really care, so it doesn't matter. They probably got 15 people lined up they just caught that day. Um, I hope you guys have a good day. Not to bum you out with this, how would I say, dark video, but it is Halloween time, so I figured it's something right. I wish each and every one of you good night. Be responsible, go out there and have some fun. Adios, amigos.